Well, Julie, thank you for joining us once again. Hope that your summer is going well so far.
Pretty good. Pretty good so far.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Now, you write at IWF.org. You write at National Review. Occasionally, you pop up somewhere else. You're in the pages of the New York Post.
That's right.
This is awesome. NewYorkPost.com. The toxic lies. You're taking on Jessica Alba, Julie.
I know, how horrible. She's such a sweet young thing.
You say that there are toxic lies behind the booming baby business. The Honest Company, that's Jessica Alba's company?
Yeah, it's a baby product company. They are expanding into makeup and other personal care products, so soaps and shampoos. But it was developed originally as a baby care product, and their marketing strategy is to tell moms that their products are better than the other products on the store shelves, that they are safer for babies. They use phrases like chemical-free and eco-friendly. But essentially, the marketing strategy employed by this company is telling moms basically that if you really care about your kid, you'll buy their products because they're safer and just better than the competitors. Now, I understand competition and I understand how the market works. And I think businesses are free to say good things about their companies, but they shouldn't spread lies about the competition. And what I find particularly galling about this is that she's spreading lies. She's saying that her products are safer than the more affordable products on the marketplace. Make no mistake, the Honest Company sells very expensive items I cannot afford. And I can imagine moms who are living at or under the poverty line feeling the pressure. They're thinking, oh my gosh, are these affordable products in the baby shampoo I use, the baby lotion, the diapers I can afford? Then they see an advertisement from the Honest Company that says, oh, those are bad and mine are better and mine are safer. I think that's totally inappropriate sort of advertising, and I think it's misleading to consumers.
So, okay, so let's get into some of the specifics here, because one thing that you say the Honest Company says is that other diaper brands, for instance, may add fragrances to their diapers, toxic chemicals to these diapers to mask the smell or the stench of the volatile organic compounds, which is not what you might think it is. When you're talking about diapers, as a father of 5, I've dealt with many a volatile organic compound coming out of one of my 5 children, but that's not what they're referring to, right?
Yeah, so on their website, I looked over the Honest website, and it's just filled with these sort of paranoid, conspiratorial theories about why companies use certain things. And so they said, our competitors put fragrances in their diapers. And just how horrible is that? These fragrances are made of toxic chemicals. And again, as you read, they suggested that the reason these companies used fragrances is to mask the smell of some of the other chemicals used to manufacture these diapers. And I mean, I know Jessica Alba probably has 7 nannies diapering her children, so maybe she's not aware that the toxic aromas coming from your child when you change a diaper. But I think there's another reason that diaper companies use fragrances, and it probably has to do with these diapers getting dirty, and so that you don't pass out when you're re-diapering your child. So I just find all of these things to be like again, like this whole theory that these chemicals are used to mask the smell of toxic chemicals. This is a kind of alarmism that just is silly, and it's not true. And unfortunately, it probably sways some moms to spend more money on these products. And again, I think that's really unfair marketing practices.
So, in other words, you don't have a problem with listen, moms and dads, we want you to know that when you're buying our diapers, you're getting gluten-free, plant-based diapers made of an absorbent core with fluff pulp harvested from certified sustainably managed forests. That's cool, because that's not fear-based, right? That's, you're going to be great you're saving the environment every time your kid poops. What you're concerned about are the claims such as there are 80,000 chemicals in consumer products, chemicals that, frankly, haven't been tested.
Yeah, that's another part of it that really bothers me. She often, when Alba does presentation, she'll often talk about how the chemicals used in common products aren't tested. I mean, that is absolutely untrue. The industry manufacturing companies that produce these products, they have to do safety testing and ensure that their products are safe. They have to give the EPA their data showing that their products are safe. So look, you can argue that maybe the system doesn't do it properly. You can say that there needs to be changes to the system, but to suggest that there are just, millions of products out there using chemicals that nobody's tested, I mean, that's insane. Also, let's think of this in practical terms. Companies actually don't have an incentive to kill their customers, right? So it's called a lawsuit. If you're harmed by a product, you can sue them. So, I mean, unless it's like an allergy, which apparently Jessica Alba has quite a few allergies, so she reacts badly to common products in the marketplace and then thinks it's the product's fault, not her own allergy. But again, if you're harmed by a product, if they use a chemical incorrectly or in a dose that is going to harm your skin or harm your child, you can sue them. That is a disincentive. That creates a disincentive among manufacturers to produce products that can harm. So I think, sometimes when we read these things, I just ask women to step back and go, whoa, wait a minute. Does this really make sense? Are businesses actually just willy-nilly putting things in the marketplace that can harm people? And if you believe that's sort of giving into some of these conspiracy theories that I don't think are true.
So Pampers are not made of trans fat?
But I believe they are.
Make sure
I believe they are. I believe they are filled with gluten. So be careful. Be careful on that issue. Alba's diapers are gluten free. So if there's some sort of disaster and you run out of food, crack open the diapers.
I thought the whole gluten thing was for stuff that you ate. I didn't realize that it was.
Oh, I actually just
diaper stuff too.
I recently needed to buy a new toaster, so I go to Target. I just was looking for a cheap, nice toaster, and on the packaging it actually said gluten free. Now it was talking about a setting, so
the toaster.
Yes, the toaster.
Oh.
It said gluten free on there, and apparently there's some special setting for you to toast gluten free products. I had no idea, but I thought it was hilarious that this is a marketing term. I mean, they're even putting it on things like water. I saw a water bottle the other day that had gluten-free on it. I mean, since when has there ever been gluten in water? So again, a lot of these sort of marketing terms, they try to attract people, make people feel more virtuous, that they're selecting smart, better, healthier things, but a lot of them are bogus. I suppose the other, I had to do a search for gluten-free toaster, and apparently, Julie, not only is there a setting, but if you have a severe gluten allergy, then you have to have a separate toaster. Indeed.
For your gluten-free bread,
Indeed.
so that you don't mix the gluten right. So,
right. Yes.
Seems like that's a lot of toasters.
It's a lot of work
in the kitchen, but
it's a lot of work to have all these needs.
And to have all these fears.
Yes,
You're right. It's much better, I think, to go through life prepared, skeptical, questioning, but also willing to look for answers beyond the your chemicals in your kitchen are going to kill you. Now, there are some other nanny state items that I wanted to get to.
Sure.
Let's see. We've seen Hawaii just raised the smoking age to 21. I saw. Have you seen that?
No, I have not. No.
Yeah, Hawaii's raising the smoking age to 21. I think you can still surf at any age, but I'm sure they're going to be
drive a car,
putting a
vote,
limit on that as well.
Go to war. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is it New York State looking to ban e-cigs in private spaces? I saw.
It's so disappointing. E-cigarettes are something that really helps people ease off of sort of traditional cigarettes. And it's really sad to see that city governments and local governments are taking action against e-cigarettes. I find that particularly just disturbing. And the bans themselves are a public health concern. There are millions of people who have tried to quit smoking through traditional methods, and it doesn't work. E-cigarettes have proven to be really useful for this particular subset of people who have trouble quitting smoking traditional cigarettes. And so this to me is one of the worst sort of actions on the part of the nanny state to stop people from using these products again that really save them from a much more harmful habit.
Meanwhile, the University of California at San Francisco has become the first university to ban the selling of sugary soda.
Oh, aren't they
on
brave?
Campus. I know we talked about this with the trans fat.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. It's San Francisco. These bans do nothing. These soda taxes do nothing. It is yet another useless measure on the part of these city governments to limit people's freedom, to limit their access to certain things that they don't approve of. There are lots of things that are unhealthy in the marketplace. How about we ban booze on a college campus? How about we, ban romantic relationships? I mean, where are we going to stop? It's absolutely insane that they do these things. The data is very clear that soda bans, soda taxes, restrictions on certain sizes, like what Bloomberg did in New York, they do not work to sway people. Interesting study done a couple years ago. They did a study of a small town. They raised the taxes on soda a significant amount, and then the researchers watched what happened. Sure enough, soda sales went down, but guess what skyrocketed? The sale of beer. So people, and every other study that kind of looks at these sort of bans and restrictions and taxes shows that people will replace one unhealthy item or sugary beverage for another sugary item, like a dessert or cake or some sort of treat. So the point is that people will get what they want. They'll replace it with another item that isn't taxed. But again, this is politicians' way. They love to focus in on soda. They love to focus in on this product. It's a lot of, to be honest with you, a lot of constituents kind of roll their eyes and say, whatever, it's only a cent. But again, people need to realize this is a way for local governments to line their pockets. It is revenue raisers. This money won't go to anti-obesity efforts, and it won't result in anyone being any healthier or making better, what you would call better decisions about the drinks they consume.
Julie Gunlock, you can find her again writing at IWF.org, also quite often in the pages of National Review, and now even at the New York Post. Julie, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me on.